Hey guys, it's your girl Shamar. Come on in the van, because guess what, guys? I don't have a cabin no more. We got a van, all right? It's a nice little Chevy. It's like an 87, one of those high top vans, but I'm in love with this van, y'all. So now we shoot in the van, guys. All right? One day I'll share with y'all what the inside of this van looks like, because we still have the Gypsy Mobile, but we added something to the fleet. All right, guys? There goes I Be Funny Man again, my brother. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Shout out to Nappy Goat Farm because might have sent me a link too. So shout out to everybody. Um, Guys, last week, before we get started, last week I made an error. And where I told you those stones are at, guys, they're actually in Montana. The Yogo Gulch stones are in Montana. All right, guys. And there was an article done on those stones back in the day that said that the curator listed them as from the Orient. The Orient, guys. They are supposedly Oriental stones. Interesting. We know where they come from when we see them on the monarchy over there, the British monarchy, that they're not heat treated. We notice because we're seeing them with our own eyes. So we know where those stones come from, guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. They can't play around with the resources, guys. It's a whole different game. I know my background sucks. I know, but I had to have a little list here, guys, because I don't want to get off topic or forget anything. And I see where I already did, actually. All right, guys. One of the things I want to say, and some of what we've been finding lately, guys, is since it's all new, I'm bound to uh, this this idea is bound to grow, right? And as it grows, we'll get better clarity, guys, right, guys? So in reading the verse, what it's looking like is Joseph has a bow. All right, guys, two bows. Really interesting stuff. Bow spelled Bough, which y'all know I used to be in the plant world, still am low key. But that is the strongest. That is the strongest branch on the tree, guys. That is the branch that you would never prune back. All right. It's vital to the life of the tree. All right. If you cut that branch off, it would kill the tree more than likely, guys. So that's the definition of a bow. But we also see in Joseph's blessing the BOW, bow, which, guys, y'all remember, we trace that back to Noah because of the term everlasting hills and bow and rainbow, guys, right? Joseph's coat of many colors, guys. All right, so this week I want to take some time to show y'all what I mean. All right, Joseph's bow. I want y'all to look real good at this picture right here. All right, guys, this is the Louisiana Purchase. Okay, guys, shout out to Unifish for these pictures. She did the collages for us. I'm so thankful. Guys, look at this. This is the Port Author. Unifish pointed out that too, that, Port Authority would actually equate to Port Author. Good point, sis. And you're going to see these branches extend over the wall. Okay, guys, the wall, which is going into Canada. We could see the tar sands up there at the top. And if you look real close, you see these big shadowy things under the map right here. One under sand hills and one under tar sands, right, guys? And this kind of reminds me of that story where they filled Abraham's wells with some sort of sand or trash or something. He was upset. And he told Abimelech, right, guys? All right, guys. So I want y'all to notice that this is where they came in at. All right. A few years back, I did some research concerning trying to prove we were the people. And I found an article that said something about the King of France in Louisiana. I'm going to have to find that article too, guys. But they've been here for a while. They've been doing this stuff. Another distinction I want to make before we get any further, guys, is it's not necessarily the pipeline which I can't find a lot of history on this pipeline, guys. They keep talking about the XL pipeline, which the XL pipeline was discussed last presidency because they wanted to tap into those resources located in Canada. None of it would be going to the United States. It would just be going straight on out to other countries. That got halted. I keep wondering if when that president who was proposing it gets elected back into office, will we see something like that again? All right, guys. Um, I have this in the wrong order, but I'm going to go here first, guys, right? Because I want us to go back to the riddle. All right, guys. I'm going to call this a riddle, all right? Because um, in the way that I feel like we've dissected it over here on the front line, guys, it's looking like a riddle. All right, so let's go back to what it said. Joseph is a fruitful bough, right, guys? Remember, I told you that the bough is the BOUGH is going to be your strongest branch on the tree, guys. All right, so is the tree underground? All right, that's a whole nother question, guys, that since all of this is new, we have to ask ourselves new questions. All right, guys, just saying. Because we know that the Torah is referencing it as a tree underground. Now that we know what this bow is. All right, let's keep going. It says Joseph is a fruitful bow by a well. By a well, guys. I don't necessarily know that the well is in his territory or expressly his, but Joseph must be where accessing these resources is, at least it's starting to look like that to me, guys. I'm gonna be real careful in this because it's all so new. All right, guys. But it's looking like he's really close to wherever you can access this entry point, right, guys? And I'm gonna take you to another article after this because it's really important to remember that Louisiana area too. Now, I'm not saying Joseph was in the Louisiana area, but I'm saying they have figured out where these pipelines go to. Okay, so what I'm saying is Joseph's bow, his branch on that pipeline must be the most fruitful. All right, because the Torah told us it was. All right, so let's keep going. The archers have bitterly grieved him, shot at him, and hated him. Yeah, they did. They don't like that Joseph got this resource. I'm trying to tell y'all something. But his bow remained in strength. I'm going to take y'all to that bow in a little while. Shout out to Universe again for a picture she sent me, guys, because it really helped to highlight this bow. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. It says, in the arms of his hands were made strong. I'm thinking it's the reinforcing of some of those hills that are around Joseph, okay? It says, by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From there is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. By the God of your father who will help you, and by the Almighty who will bless you with blessings of heaven above and blessings of the deep that lie beneath. Okay, this stuff lies beneath, guys. It is a blessing. Trust me, every day this thing is pumping out oil, guys. They have different pipes for different resources, guys. But the one specifically linked to Joseph, I'm feeling like I'm going to say it again. I am feeling like it's linked to that oil. I'm going to show y'all the Beersheba, sorry, scramble that up. The Beersheba article where it says that only two of the wells that Abraham is talking about in the past had water in them. Okay, guys. So these ain't the water wells. All right, and I'm going to show y'all that. Let's keep going. All right, so we know that there are going to be blessings underneath. Let's keep going. The blessings of the breast and the womb, the blessings of your father have excelled the blessings of my ancestor up to the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. All right, they shall be on the head of Joseph and on the crown of the head of him who was separated from his brothers, guys. That's why Joseph gonna be blessed, okay, guys? And they really not too happy about it. Now, remember that word fruitful, right, guys? Where'd it go? There we go. We open up with fruitful. Remember fruitful, guys. Sorry, I went ahead and screenshot the episodes we were going to use, guys, so y'all know I can't highlight. So I'm sorry for that. But look at that word fruitful, right? Hold on to it. Every word in here we discovered. All praise mother. Every word in here we discovered. All right, guys, watch. Watch this. All right, so remember fruitful, right, guys? Let me show y'all something. So I got to wanting to get to the bottom of what this fruitful stuff was, right? It's going to be called shemen, right, guys? Interesting stuff. Kind of reminds me of um, the male reproductive fluid a little bit. And there's some actual spellings of it like that, too. Really interesting stuff, guys. So let's keep going. You're going to see here that it's actually linked to H8081. All right, guys? Strong's definition, it's going to have grease, especially a liquid, as from the olive. Bullshit. They're going to keep with that olive, guys, but don't pay that no mind. That's just to distract you from what it really is. All right? So let's go. Brown's driver is going to say it's fat oil, fat, fatness, oil, olive oil again. There they go. But remember, they led with fat and fatness, right? As a staple medicament or unguent. Well, we're going to go with that. Now, here's the thing. I think when it was in our possession, guys, we were using this possibly as some sort of, and maybe it's not the same oil, let me be clear, but there's records of some sort of oil being used, like the balm of Gilead or something, but it's some sort of oil-based balm being used to treat ailments. All right, guys? So that's one thing we were using it for. And I don't believe that we were using this pipeline method either. I think the pipeline is actually what's leading to a lot of environmental damage, guys. And that's why they stopped the XL from being built, guys. But look at this. I want y'all to pay attention to under Brown's driver Biggs definition. Pay attention to C. It says fat, right? Just fat. But in parentheses, and they're going to tell you that this is a metaphor, all right? It's going to say a fruitful land and valleys. Okay? Fruitful land and valleys. Remember, Joseph is the one that's got that valley near him. Okay, guys? So we know that based on the description of where Ephraim is at, he could very well be placed in some fruitful land near a valley. All right? Just like they telling us right here that oil is linked, all right, shemen, petroleum, is linked to Brown's driver Biggs definition C, fat of fruitful land and valleys. Don't let them fool you guys. Now watch this. I'm going to take you guys to Genesis 21, 27 through 31. This is Abraham and Abimelech. Abimelech means our father is king or something to that effect. It's really not good. I'll have to get back to that on that one with you guys because I actually have it stored. But I'm trying to stay focused on what happened with Abraham. So that's a future episode, guys. Watch this. Genesis 21, 27 through 32. So the two of them made a covenant. Abraham took sheep and cattle and gave them to Abimelech. Abraham set aside 7 sheep from his flock. Abimelech said, "What does this mean? These 7 sheep you set aside." Abraham said, "It means that when you accept these 7 sheep, you take it as proof that I dug this well, that it's my well." That's how the place got named Beersheba, the oath/well, because the two of them swore a covenant oath there. After they had made the covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech and his commander, Phicol, left and went back to Philistine territory. All right? Pay attention to those 7 sheep, all right, from the flock. Remember, I told y'all, Rachel's name translates to ewe lamb. Interesting, because I really think that Rachel was actually the overseer for one of these wells, guys. But that's a long story we can't get to yet. I still got to keep proving the link to Israel with these wells first, guys. So let's do it. All right. So Abraham said they my wells. Okay. And Abimelech, I guess, shook on it, took the flock and went about his business. All right. Now check this out. I want y'all to check this article out right here. The wells of Beersheba, right? Because I felt like Sheba was a reference to 7. All right. And we know that our language is entendre. It's like double entendre, sometimes triple entendre. That's how our language works, man. And I appreciate that. It's real clever stuff, guys. All right. The well of Beersheba. It has long been an open question as to how many wells, let me close this down a little bit so we don't got to keep moving back and forth, really exist at Beersheba, and what the true significance of the name is, whether well of seven, or seven wells, or well of the oath, or well of the lion, which they're going to say here that lion translates to Arab, which actually, from my research, Arab is translated to mixed nations. All right, guys? But we'll get to that later. All right, let's keep going. The two accounts of the origin of the name are, I'm not sure what I put under there, so let's keep going. As regards their number, all right, Robinson describes two only, three with traces of four other buried wells. Buried wells, okay, guys? Keep that in mind. Remember that gray, shadowy stuff that we saw on the map of Louisiana. Buried wells. Let's keep going. It says here, Tristram in 1882, land of Israel, found five, two of which contained water. Two contained water. What was in the other three? They're not telling us, all right? It says that they saw three, but describes two only as containing water. Also relates how he nearly fell into the third. All right. George Armstrong, we at number 5, guys, in 1889 in his book, Names and Places in Old and New Testament, speaks of Beersheba as a ruin with 3 wells. Smith, we down to number 6, makes mention of 7 wells at Beersheba, but in his more recent article on Beersheba in the Encyclopedia Biblica, 1899, refutes his own statement in which these words, few persons, is it to be hoped, go to Beersheba looking for 7 wells. It speaks of 2 only as existent. So they got a discrepancy as to how many wells exist. And I think this is just to kind of throw us off the trail personally, because we're going to see the 7 sisters, all right, later on. So that lets me know, nah, it's something that each one of these people are responsible or receiving dividends, or the chief over, whatever they want to call it. Okay, guys. So don't worry about what they're saying here. All right. It says, let's go to number 8. Buell from 1806 declares that 2 only of the celebrated wells are to be found containing water. All right. Trumbull, number 9, in 1897 reports that in 1881 he saw 2 with water and 1 without, partially filled in, but observed signs of 2 others in the remoter vicinity. All right, number 10, Hull says, Beersheba Hastings in his Bible dictionary remarks concerning them, these are 5 or 6 in number, 2 of which only he afterwards described as containing water. So the reason why we went through that, guys, is for me to show y'all guys that these ain't about no water wells. All right, and they letting some of that out, but they trying to safeguard some of this knowledge. All right, guys. I don't know how Mother gave it to me. I don't know why. I couldn't tell y'all how I got on the path to discovering this, but we got it now. All right, let's keep going. Now, watch this. All right, I want to go back to Abraham. There's a story about later on, Abimelech winds up with, is it Rebecca? All right, it says here, Abimelech not to harm Rebecca and Isaac, but they did not keep them from getting revenge on Isaac for coming into their area and growing stronger and better and richer than they were. All right. These crafty old Philistines went to the wells that Isaac's father Abraham had dug and started filling them up with trash and dirt, which stopped them from producing water. They might have actually created some of this nonsense. I don't know. But the tar sands, they say, are filled with sand, which makes the oil a little ruddy, but they could still use it. All right? Not ruddy. Not a good word. It makes the soil, the sand, gritty. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. But they found a way to extract the sand out of it and still use some of the oil, okay? That's why they want to do the Keystone XL pipe, guys, from what I'm researching. All right, let's keep going. So we're right here in the middle. When Isaac went, sorry guys, to King Abimelech about this problem, the king of the Philistines told Isaac that he had become too powerful for the people of the land. Abimelech asked Isaac to move away from them. Abimelech was probably trying to avoid war among the people of the land and Isaac. So Isaac moved from the main city of Gerar and camped in the valley. Isaac reopened some more wells that had been dug by his father Abraham during his lifetime. Notice Isaac is in a valley. It's saying that he reopened some of the wells. Notice he's in the valley though, right? So this might be the access point, guys. All right, let's keep going. The Philistines had stopped up each of these wells after Abraham's death. It was nothing but a malicious act of spite. They obviously did not have use for the water for these wells. Isaac did, though, and he redug them. There were 7 altogether. All right, guys, we tracing these wells. All right, guys. I want to go to this really quick article over here before we get to this highlighted one. I didn't put them all in right order. All right, guys. Y'all know I've been joining subscriptions so I could see some of these articles, guys, okay? All right, watch this. This article right here is on the Internet Archives. What's the name of this book? I can't remember, but fair use, right? All right, the dwelling place of Abraham was confessedly in Mesopotamia between the Euphrates and the Tigris. Pause, guys. I want to say this too. I don't know who amongst us is really good at keeping up with this stuff and who amongst us is really good with directions, guys, because this is a lot of drop for us to actually locate some of this stuff right here, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all something. It's a lot. So I want to say that before I get into this article, I want to let that be out. And at the end, I want to make an announcement for some of my folks that follow. All right. All right. Now check this out. The dwelling place of Abraham was confessedly in Mesopotamia between the Euphrates and the Tigris, in Ur of the Chaldees, which may be the name of a province or of a city within it, or possibly of both the city and the country where the family of Abraham had their abode. Remember, Joseph's abode remained in strength. I like that they use Abraham had his abode there. Let's keep going. It's customary to look at Ur of the Chaldees in Upper What is that? I think it's supposed to be Mesopotamia, but whatever. They repeated the journey on a similar occasion for himself. All right, let's keep going. This is where I want to get to, guys. The first notice of Abraham in the land of Canaan is at Shechem, near the plain of Moreh. Moreh. The position of this town, memorable in the whole history of the Jewish nation, from the arrival of Abraham to their final overthrow, should be carefully noted as an important landmark in the geography of Palestine. Keep up, guys. This is Israel's territory. This is not Judea's territory. All right. It's Israel we're talking about. All right. It's on the line of the central middle route. Here we go. From Jerusalem to Galilee at the distance of 35 miles from Jerusalem and at an equal distance from Nazareth. All right. There's a valley. The valley which separates the mountains opens at a distance to 2 miles. This is why I told you guys we could use this stuff, I think, to look at our maps here and actually locate where some of this is, guys. All right. It says Shechem was under the name of Nablus, and its still inhabited city of 8,000 souls, sheltered in a quiet seclusion between Ebal and Gerizim. That's important, guys, because only the Sumerian text tells you about these 2 mountains. The Torah does not. All right. It says that they're called the mountains of blessing and curse, which the tower high above it, like lofty walls on either side, surrounded by groves, orchards, and gardens. This ancient town of Shechem of the Old Testament, and it's in the New, presents a scene delightful. All right. It says here, God renewed his covenant with Abraham, all right, on his return from Pad Aram. He pitched his tent over the city on the east of the plain. Jacob's field was there. This is important, guys. Jacob's field was there, a parcel of ground which he gave to his son Joseph. All right, let's say it again. For everybody who's having trouble and think that Judah have something, let's say it again. Here God renewed his covenant with Abraham. Jacob, on his return from Pad Aram, pitched his tent over against this city at Shalem on the east of the plain. Jacob's field was there, a parcel of ground which he gave to his son Joseph, whose sepulchre is there to this day. All right? Look, near at the distance of 600 or 700 feet from Joseph's tomb is Jacob's well. All right? Now, they're going to try to inject JC in here. Dodge that nonsense because we're not going to pay it no mind. They're going to say at the mouth of which our Savior sat at the interview with the woman of Samaria. That's kind of important, though, because remember I told y'all that they like to bring in the rightful areas. All right? So they brought in Samaria in the New Testament. All right? And they say that the terrible tragedy that was connected to Dinah took place there. Jacob kept his flock there when at Hebron was about 50 to 60 miles distant. All right. At Dothan, 15 miles northwest, Joseph was betrayed by his brethren. At Dothan, 15 miles northwest, Dothan, guys, Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. All right, guys. Remember Dothan because I thought that name looked familiar when I was reading this. And I'm going to show y'all why later on. Right, guys? All right. All right. It says the Israelites immediately on their return to Egypt here ratified the law of the Lord. 6 tribes on Ebal and 6 on Gerizim, which would have been 6 on the land of the blessed and 6 on the land of the cursed, right? So it's looking like. The ark and the attendant priests in the valley below pronounced the blessings and the curses, and all the assembled multitude raised. All right. We got some stuff here concerning the battle of the kings that we'll have to get into later. Some stuff concerning Hebron, guys, that I want y'all to get to. I'm going to hold on to this, but I want to go down to Beersheba. The city consecrated by sacred association is 25 miles southwest from Hebron, in the midst of a broad, undulating country on the borders of the great desert. This region before the drought of summer is overspread with verdure, well suited for the grazing of vast herds. I like, though, that this article actually talks, I'll have to get to that later, guys. I don't want to get too far into that because it's actually going somewhere else. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me show you why Dothan is important. I thought this name looked familiar. I actually drove through this town, guys. You know where this town is at? Let me show y'all where that town of Dothan is at. Right here. It's right up here on the Gulf, guys. Dothan is on the Gulf region. All right. I drove through this town when I was coming from Panama City. I headed over to Texas. Okay. Where's that X landing over Texas? But anyway, let's keep going, guys. I keep trying to tell y'all. We know what's about to happen here. Everybody gonna get their just due for stealing. Check this out. Dothan. The naming of Dothan. In 1858, the tiny Poplar Head community requested a post office. Since there was a town called Poplar Spring in the state, right? There goes that spring connected to Joseph again, guys. The postal authorities arbitrarily assigned the name Dothan to the new post office to prevent misdirected mail. I need to research what Dothan. If anybody got time, research what Dothan means, guys, because I bet you there's something to it. I bet you it was probably Poplar Springs before because the spring, the association with the fruitful spring, right? But they changed it to Dothan. So I would like to know why. It says here the city fathers finally settled on the spelling to coincide with the Bible passage. For I heard them say, let's go to Dothan, when the town was officially incorporated on November 10th, 1885. You know, they always like to name these towns after Bible passages. It's really funny to me. Really funny. So we're supposed to just believe it's just a coincidence that all of these towns over here is named after all of these ancient towns. I think not. All right, guys, let me show y'all something with the stone, right, guys? Unifierce got me some of these pictures, guys. All right, the stone, right? I was talking to somebody about this pipeline, and what they were telling me is this: that under it is this like uh, this it's a naturally forming shape, but it's like a stone, and it will. There's something that rests on it, so it's kind of like that's why they're calling it a keystone, guys. Um, and that bow, you see the shape of it? The bow is the strength, guys, and the most strongest part of the bow is going to be dead in the center. All right, guys, this is going to be your strongest point where that arrow is pointing up at. Okay. Now, interesting thing about this arch is if you'll notice, there's 6 stones on each side, with the middle stone, the 13th stone, being the strongest. Interesting stuff. But Joseph's, this is the stone of Israel, right, guys? All right, and we also see that bow, guys, in this structure, guys. This is what Unifier sent me while we were researching this keystone element. All right, guys. I want y'all to remember the well of 7, right, guys? Didn't we get into that? The well of 7 right here, 7 wells. Check this out, guys. 7 sisters, guys. The history of the 7 sisters. They were always referencing the oil. We just didn't notice it. Look at that chevron right there, guys. Didn't I tell y'all Hebron means chevron? All right, these companies have heads to them. Research the Pleiades, guys. I already showed you that in the community page, that Pleiades actually translates to a meeting of 7, guys. Check out these pipelines, guys. Look at these colors, right? It's many colors in these pipelines. Very interesting. But you're going to notice they all seem to come out of good old Texas. X marks the spot, don't it? They all seem to come out of good old Texas. I don't think they were supposed to do these, guys. Mama knows. I mean, this is so new to me. I'm still trying to gain a good picture of everything being shared. That's that colonial pipeline, guys. It was attacked, a cyber attack, the first of its kind on any energy infrastructure in this country. Hit the colonial pipeline, guys. Somebody knows something. All right. I woke up yesterday, somebody hit the water pipeline. All right. Somebody knows something. All the cyber attacks, guys, are being to oil companies. Do your research. It's 5 major ones. This was one of them. But they were all for oil and energy, guys. Somebody knows something? Yeah, they do. Look at this, guys. The path of the solar eclipse. Huh. Ain't that what we just saw? Right here with the pipeline? Where'd it go? Didn't you just see that? Y'all don't see this? We got the pipeline going this way. We got the Confederate States going this way. And we got, check this out, guys, the solar eclipse going this way. Y'all see it? There go your Confederate States highlighted in red. There goes your solar eclipse, guys. Look at that. Look at that. And what else we got? The colonial pipeline. I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to figure it out, guys. Told y'all will be the first to know when I do figure this out. All praise Mother. I want y'all to see something real quick. All right. I actually joined this database. It's called the Shell XP database. They're going to probably kick me out now. I'm telling all of the business, right? But notice right up here in the corner, you can actually join this site, right? I want one of y'all to. It's a 7-day free trial, right, guys? You can join the site, Shell XP, right up there. Y'all see it, right? You can join the site and type in, from the drop down right here, you can choose mineral rights, well names, and then you'll put the name in there that you want to run a search on, right, guys? I put in Ephraim. Well, well, well. Look what do we have here. Some wells, guys. A lot of them. Look at this, guys. We got a well for Ephraim and Huldah. Look at that, guys. And last but not least, I pulled in a lot of, look, we got Levi, We got one called Leviathan right there. All right, guys, do yourself a favor. Go search out this website and go search on some of these tribes I'm telling you about. Last but not least, we got Asher, guys. Something I noticed. All right, we got onto Genesis 49 a few weeks back, right, guys? Something I noticed, Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy 33 are a little different. Genesis 49 is the blessing um, of Jacob to his sons. Deuteronomy 33 is Moses before he's dying. Moses says to Asher, he says about Asher, Asher will dip his feet in oil, that he will have shoes of brass and iron. So I wonder how Asher ties into this based off of that. Are they doing the digging? Were they responsible for the pipes themselves? I don't know. But I'm going to tell y'all this. Asher had 4 pages worth. Watch this. No one else had this many pages. You see it. Asher had 4 pages worth, guys. They definitely dipped their foot in oil. How? I don't know. I'm just finding out while y'all are finding out. I'm finding out we got a bow, guys. And I'm here to tell you, there are, you know what? I'm going to show y'all this. I'm going to do a live one. I want to show y'all this. Because I want to show y'all how the royalty checks work. I want to really show y'all that. Oh, don't act all slow and like you don't want to show us. All right, check this out, guys. So we got a well-named, look, we even did Simeon. Simeon in there. I told y'all something, but notice Simeon ain't got no 4 pages worth. All right, so let's do Judah. Let's do Judah. Now, Judah don't got a lot of pages worth. I'm not here to tell you, but that don't mean they ain't reaping the royalties, okay? All right, so it will show you where these wells are, guys, and it's going to show you. Here we go. The well name, the well status, the well operator, right, guys? The company names. Like, let me see. I don't want to take too long. Let's go to the Keller folks with the younger energy. Come on, let's go to the Keller people. Oh, shale assessment. Guys, I was supposed to pro in this because shale and shoal mean the same thing. Remember in Hebron, they were on Shoal Creek, guys. It's a little tidbit for y'all. I want to show y'all how the royalty checks go, but I'm really not doing a good. Okay, look at this. I'm glad I pulled this up. This is a major issue that's going on right now, and I think that's why Texas is in trouble. This place had hundreds of wells. Some of them were plugged, some of them were not, but notice they're all abandoned. These things are gurgling up. They're causing all kinds of crises because these people took the money and ran. All right? They took the money and ran. And here go your companies responsible. Adams, Rains, Sagebush, Thomas. Yeah, they took the money and ran. I wanted to show y'all the royalties. How do I show? Let me see. Let's go to mineral. I want to go to the mineral rights. Hold on. Let's go back here. Maybe I can change through the drop down. Let's change it to, where'd it go? Yeah, you could do, look, mineral owners. This is what you really need to be checking on right here, guys. Come on, let me highlight mineral owner. There we go. Now let's run a search. Here we go. Now, check this out, guys. These are the people getting all that money. No, no, no. Don't act like you don't want to show the people. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it, guys. They collecting these royalty checks. Yeah. They are collecting royalty checks off of these oils. Look, here goes the money. Here we go. This is what I was trying to show y'all. Y'all think I'm joking. Look at the money. Look at that. Who's getting the most? Right here at the top. Nah, that's not necessarily. Yeah, that's the truth. Not saying everybody getting a whole lot, but I'm here to tell you, these people are getting money. All right. They cancel the location. They just break out. They take everything and run. They get all the money they can, sell all the oil they can. Right? Here you go. Let's look at one more person just for the sake of it. This was fun because I want to show y'all how this works. All right. Look at this kunkel. I'm getting hip to this too. Look at all this money over here to be shared. There's their shell assessment. All right. Let's see who's getting paid off of this one. Property name. It's off of the kunkel property. Man, oh man. I don't know if these royalty checks are going out annually, monthly. Not really sure. The Birch Family Trust. Getting to the bottom of it, y'all. I want to be clear too, guys. I'm pointing out these wells not as a discovery to say we're going to get rich. Not at all. I don't think we were supposed to do any of this. I think Israel's role is to safeguard that well from over-resourcing it. These pipelines have created leaks. These pipelines, let me show y'all something, guys. Let me get out of there. I closed it. No, I didn't. These pipelines, guys. And then we're going to end on this, but watch this. These pipelines, guys, they leak. All right? They create chaos on the environment, guys. They destroy our ecosystems. All right? So I'm not here to say that we were supposed to be doing this and raking up dollars off of it. I think we were possibly the custodians, though. All right? And at some point, I think Mama's going to straighten this out. I don't know how. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm not a fear monger. I spoke to KG yesterday, and KG said, Shamar, you think you should let people know, that you got land, that you're willing to let them come? Yeah. I got land, all praise mother, and I'm willing to let people come if they feel like they need to be safe from anything. I don't know if you're getting urged to leave wherever you're at. I don't know. But if you're feeling that, we got a couple of days till April 8th. I'm not fear mongering. I don't know what's coming, guys. But this concerns me. That's interesting. That looks like that, and that looks like that. I had somebody on IG say, do you think it's going to be an attack to the energy system? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't want to spread pandemonium or fear, but the closer we get to this thing, if I can figure it out, I'll let you know. But we got land on the front line, guys. You let me know if mother's telling you to get out of there. Much love to you guys from your girl Shamar, guys. We are learning. This is all new, but it's something here. Much love to you guys from the front line. Next week, as a matter of fact, guys, we're going to get more into that keystone, guys, and more into where these energies are going, how they came about, and I'm digging daily on that. All right, guys. Much love to you guys from the front line. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. And thank y'all to all of the encouraging messages I get. Take care, guys.